Hey everybody, I'm SARA WISEMAN, working on our channeled messages. This channeled message is, how far can you go? This is the quest of every lifetime, how far you can go. How far can you go? This is the quest of every lifetime, how far you can go. So we were talking in the previous message discussion about this idea that this is why we're here. We're here to transcend suffering and to go in this dimensionality of connection and peace and connection and love and joy. So how far can you get in this particular lifetime toward that goal, which is really the goal of human evolution as a collective, each soul in human body attempting to become as expanded as possible so that the entire collective is lifted, the entire human collective and the entire soul collective, which is everything. What we each do affects the whole. So how far can you go? And depending on where you are. Now, recalling, this isn't your first lifetime, right? We've been working on this puzzle for a long time. How far can you go? Does that mean how much money I can make? Does that mean how beautiful I can get my physical form? Does that mean how many education degrees I can get? Does that mean how much I can travel? Does that mean how much material possessions I can have? Does that mean how much depravity I can experience? That's a soul choice. Does that mean how much power I can have over others? These are all sort of these common choices. Like, I want more. Like, if the goal is to have a house, then in this lifetime I want a really big house, or I want a bunch of houses, as an example. If the goal is to be in a given time frame to be skinny, I want to be like really skinny and really beautiful, and maybe I'll get a bunch of plastic surgery and I can be ultra amazingly gorgeous, supposedly. How far can you go? And then, of course, as we work through lifetime after lifetime, we have these lifetimes where, like, I have a past life where I was like, it's so funny. I just call it like the Burgermeister Burger. I was in some kind of European town. I was like the big Burgermeister, just counting the money. That was one of the lifetimes. And I think I like died of gout very young, but I looked very old. So, or I had other lifetimes where I was this pioneer explorer guy, like trying to go to the ends of the continent as an explorer. So trying to do these giant achievements in some of these lifetimes. So after a while, lifetime after lifetime, we explore, we get past survival mode, and then we begin to explore our limits. And then we get to a certain place where our quest of our lifetime becomes more internal. So maybe we're no longer trying to see how much money we can make, or if we can be the top emperor or the super top emperor. Those kinds of goals become less important, or we don't worry about where we're going to go on the map. Can I find the new land or whatever? And we begin to orient ourselves more toward the internal process. And it's interesting because you would think that it would be pretty hard to do exploration by foot crossing a continent through, the plants and the mountains and the adventures and the animals are going to kill you and you're going to have accidents, you're going to get sick, all these things. But that is probably pretty much nothing compared to getting our minds to a place of peace, letting our egos relax a little and step back from the whole experience that we're having as humans. Crossing country as an explorer is pretty easy compared to wrestling with our mind, ego, personality. So that's what a lot of everybody listening here is working on. Like, we're working on this internal process. How can we've got the human body, that's where everything is experienced in this lifetime. We've got this mind, ego, personality that serves us pretty well. It gives us something to rub shoulders with all the other beings in human form. But how can we let the mind, ego, personality sort of take the back seat and be in get along, go along mode, and let this soul awareness be driving our experience? How can we do that flip from mind, ego, personality leading to soul leading? How can they exchange places? How far can you go? Some days it feels magnificent. I was so wonderfully detached from outcome. I let the universe lead me. I followed this synchronicity. I had this experience. I was in flow. Great. Congratulations on that day or that moment. And then another day it's like, I'm cranky. I have this issue. I'm nervous about this. I have this going on. Mind, ego, personality just clamping down on the expansion. How far can you go? I do tend to think one of the gifts of getting older is we have had more experiences in our life, so we have less desire to have new experiences that are outside, that are mind, ego, personality based. We have less desire because we've kind of, been there, done that. And we know that more of the same is not going to give us what we're seeking. What we're seeking is this deep inner connection with Source. This is what we're really seeking. This is the peace and joy, connection and love. That's all about connection to Source and all about knowing ourselves as part of oneness and experiencing this as much as we can in our lives. So each of us is at a different place. Each of us has had different lifetimes. Each of us is here to do different things. And this is the question: how far can you go? This is the quest of every lifetime, how far you can go. I'm SARA Wiseman, and I will be with you next time. Thanks for listening.